The whole thing about the Wave House is to make unbelievable content for people to see like, wow, that's crazy.
I'm not trying to sound cringe, but I'm kind of making history.
You might think these videos are promo teasers for a new reality TV show like How You're Made in Chelsea, which they are, sort of. They're revealing the member lineup for a new content house in England, where 6 popular TikTok and YouTube stars will attend academy-style training to become some of the biggest influencers in the UK. Or at least, that's the plan.
Honestly, I can't stress enough, like, the things we have planned have not been done on the internet ever.
We are very much like out there. We are so extra.
Called The Wave House, this new British social media venture follows the advent of other content houses, like Jake Paul's Team 10 House and Lil Huddy and Charli D'Amelio's Hype House. But The Wave House has a distinctly British feel, set in a £5 million historic 13-acre estate. Another distinct feature? A lot of online hate. We've come to meet the housemates and find out the Wave House plans for world domination.
Did you guys all set out to become influencers, or is this something that's happened by accident?
I never really planned on it, but I always liked making content and being creative, so I guess YouTube was a great platform to kind of execute that.
I never planned on it, to be honest. I was like going to do this very traditional way where it's like school, then uni, then like a normal job, but then it just sprang out of nowhere.
I started when I was like 12 or 13 doing like gymnastics videos, so I didn't expect it to turn into this from that. It's kind of like crazy looking back, but it's cool.
The whole social media thing like changed every year, so I kind of got people's vibes and like, kind of made it myself.
We all wanted to do this. There was no one that was like, oh, I wanted to do that with you.
What are your friendships like outside the social media world?
We all have our like brothers and sisters, and then we kind of head off and we've got friends outside of the industry.
Yeah, I see literally every single one apart from my girlfriend as like brother and sister. Like it is like that, it's sibling.
Yeah. I've seen you make some jokes about that actually.
Back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day.
It's changed now.
Yeah.
For context here, Kami's been criticised a lot in the past for posting videos with incest clickbait headlines like 1 kill equals remove 1 clothing with my 13-year-old sister, now deleted, and Truth or Dare with my little sister, both featuring Millie from the Wave House, who, for the record, isn't his sister at all.
How do you feel about those videos now?
I would say I regret them, obviously. I'm in a way like, I feel like for me that had to happen for me to like learn and grow as a person, because I have changed so much since then. And obviously I look back on that and I regret it, but it has made me who I am today. So it's just new beginnings.
Yeah.
Wave House things.
What do you guys think of all the people that are calling you Tories?
People love to like comment on TikTok and get a top comment with loads of likes. It's just kind of how it is.
Does it bother you that people call you a Tory? Yes, it does bother me because first of all, people make assumptions on me. They assume my political views based on the content which I create. I like to keep my political opinions like very private, so I'm not going to talk about them like on my socials. I just don't really like talking about it, to be honest, so I'm not going to talk about it, end of.
Like, we don't take offense to it because we don't take it personally, because like it's like you clearly don't know us and haven't watched like all of our content, otherwise you wouldn't feel like that.
Obviously you guys have big platforms. Do you not think that comes with a degree of responsibility?
Yes, but I also feel like it's not something that you should be able to sway someone's opinion on. So if I was to go out and speak about my political views on my socials, I don't think it's personally fair.
Kami, you have a video making fun of state school girls, and like I've heard you guys use the word like chav and sometimes use like sort of fake Roman accents and stuff.
Still, Kate, we roll now because we're about to win this game. We're playing Pictionary still.
Do you guys think that's appropriate? Do you ever get criticised for that?
It's a joke. It's not something that we've ever wanted to take and actually mean.
For instance, like the state school girl thing, like I find that funny in my opinion because I went to state school. So seeing like a reaction from like my followers, like I find it interesting. Like at the end of the day, that is clout. Like people commenting being like, oh, that's so mean, like I go to state school, but it's like, so do I.
It's a joke, and it's also the internet, like you can't really get easily offended. Like if you went onto any influencer's profile and really picked at everything that they've posted, you could find so much wrong with it if you wanted to. It just depends how much you want to like, how deep you want to go into it really, and how much you want to make a deal out of it.
I think it's just like the context though, because obviously you guys are now in quite a position of privilege, like you're all making a lot of money out of the internet, and you do have these big followings, you're living in a massive house that someone else is paying for. It's like, it's just, you can see why some people would find it a bit questionable to then kind of make fun of people from a different background or that are struggling financially.
Well, we haven't really done that.
Most people just swipe past and and they just look at us who we are on surface level, and that's it. So that's all they see of us.
If you wanted to understand,
so they'll make their own opinions based off that, and that's it.
I have never, ever once looked in my savings account. I have never, ever seen how much money I've ever made in my life. I get paid for like brand deals and like YouTube and stuff, but I've never once looked on my bank account and been like, oh, I have this much money in my account, because I don't ever want to change because of money.
We all come from very, very different backgrounds, different different upbringings. It's not that we're taking the mickey. Most of the time it's false. It's not, you know, someone of more privilege in this group could take the piss out of someone with less, but it doesn't mean that we take offence to that.
Obviously this year has been very difficult for a lot of people, and like financially a lot of people have lost their jobs, some people have lost their homes. How do you feel about kind of coming in and like filming all this content in a mansion?
In our vlogs and stuff like that, we're like, guys, this is actually unbelievable. Like, can you believe this is happening? What the heck?
There's a reason why 90% of our videos have over 1 million likes on them. That's people going out their way to actually like the videos. So these people are actually enjoying our content and they want to see more.
We are here to like entertain people. Like, if I was bored at home and not a social media influencer and I saw this stuff, I would be interested by it.
People want to come into this part of the journey now and then criticise us for living such a beautiful lifestyle that we're all so grateful for. They just disregard the 7 years of hard work we were doing when everyone else was at school.
What's something that you think people misunderstand about you?
I think it's the fact that we are living this crazy lifestyle, and obviously like it's not like a normal lifestyle that people think we're like pretentious in a way, but genuinely, like if you met every single one of us in the streets, like meeting viewers and stuff, like they always say to us like how nice we actually are off camera, and people are shocked by that because we're showing such crazy content and they think we should be like a celeb status, but we are normal, we actually are normal.
I hope people understand how appreciative we are of the position that we're in. I feel like maybe it's not expressed enough, especially on the Wave House account.
So at this point, you're probably wondering, who's paying for all this? The answer is Jide Maduwako and his influencer marketing company Yoke Network. Basically, they manage a load of TikTokers and link them with brands for sponsored posts. They're the ones paying for the house, not the TikTokers.
What is the Yoke Network?
So essentially an influencer, I'd say ecosystem, a community, and we help our creators to earn, create and collaborate.
And is it quite a lucrative business at the minute?
It's performed really well. We've like grown a lot over the past 12 months. We're in the space to like try and pioneer and do it a lot differently.
Obviously a lot of people are going to be wondering who's paying for this and how.
The company, we've been doing well and growing, so we just use our capital to invest in a project, and obviously it's like a big risk, but fortunately it will pay off, hopefully. And you're going to see like them really changing the world.
How do you think they're going to change the world with things like ice skate rink videos?
It is bringing joy and entertainment. Everyone has different tastes. Some of the fans and the responses that you get, someone to say I love it. Like I've only really had positive comments.
What do you think of the criticism around kind of obviously the fact that now is a really difficult time for people financially, and then here come all these teenagers like flexing about how much money they make and living in this big house? Like, do you ever feel uncomfortable about that? What do you think about that?
It's been a difficult time, but I think what we're trying to do is kind of give people inspiration, because really and truly, like the kids that are in front of the camera, these guys, they've worked hard to get where they are. Like some of the creators in the house, they've been on social media, like really creating content and trying to get their name out there for like 7 years. So I think the more of the message is like, when you get to the top of your industry, or when you're doing things to the best of your ability, then this is what it kind of looks like. These guys, they'll spend 6-7 hours making content that's gonna be like 15-16 seconds, you know. You can only kind of respect the work that they're putting in. Initially, the backlash that we've gotten is kind of mad. I think in time, people understand that you can achieve whatever you want if you just work hard.
Whether you like the Wave House account or not, it's hard to deny there's something hypnotic about watching people with limitless funds live out whatever mad fantasy they can dream up in a countryside mansion. The cringe factor is also pretty entertaining. But it also feels like the epitome of that disconnect between the real world and the social media world. It feels real because it's not shrouded in production like a TV show, but for most people who don't have an influencer marketing team paying all the bills, it's completely out of touch with reality. The Bank of England has forecast that by the end of the year, there'll be 2.6 million unemployed people living in the UK. So who is this content for? Is it supposed to be aspirational, glamorous, Funny? Or is it just another luxury shelf for sponsored content to scroll past in the anxious days before our impending nuclear winter?